Hello there, YouTubers. This is MrGadgets from the Pseudo Labs down here in my man cave laboratory. And I thought I'm going to try doing some of these YouTube videos. So this will be MrGadgets Technological Odyssey, the video version, a on and off podcast, mostly off, that I've tried for the last few years. And we'll be talking about things that I'm doing down here in the lab. Amateur radio stuff, mostly QRP, very low power, right? QRO. There's regular power. QRP means low power, 5 watts, maybe 10 watts. And believe it or not, with the right kind of antenna and low power like that, I can do shortwave and talk to people across the world. Doesn't seem so amazing now. Back when I was a kid in the 60s, it really seemed amazing that I could communicate with people across the world. Now we all have the internet and we can do that pretty easily, but some of us like to do it the old-fashioned way with radio waves. So amateur radio kinds of things, lots of stuff that's maker kinds of things, printing, 3D printer stuff, Arduino and Raspberry Pi, which I have a whole bunch of right behind me on the racks, and I need to start getting into using that for interesting purposes, including controlling 3D printers and using it for ham radio and things like that. So be doing some of those kinds of projects and showing them to you. And as I gather my bits and bobs and things along the way, I'll give you little reviews of things that I see and I find that are useful. Software, I'm pretty universal on the software side. I do Windows all the time at work, so I try not to do it at home as much, but Macintosh, a lot of Linux, right? So I use Linux on all of the boxes that I can, both iOS and Android devices, so I'm pretty agnostic in terms of the operating systems and all that type of thing. I even have a real Linux tablet. I have a Ubuntu Touch OS tablet. So I'll show you that sometime. And then the other thing in relation to all of this is when I find interesting things to use in terms of all these little projects, then I'll give you my opinion on those. And part of that is an interesting thing that I unpacked from Amazon today. I'm really hard on headphones. I listen to podcasts all day long while I'm working, and I don't spend too much on headphones because they break on me after, if I'm lucky, a year, and sometimes it's only 6 months before it breaks, and so I don't want to spend too much on them. In the case of talking about really cheap headphones, this is not the best. Keep in mind, I'm listening to people talk, right, on a podcast. I'm not listening to music. I'm a music major, but I don't listen to that much music. Think about that. I'm even a musician, but I don't listen to that much music. I mostly listen to podcasts, technical podcasts, and news podcasts, and things like that. At your Dollar Tree, if you live in the United States of America, you can buy a pair of these for extremely cheap. Notice they're magnetic, so they stick together. There's a $20 pair of Amazon headsets that I bought when they were on sale that have a similar little trick. These don't cost anywhere near 20 bucks, okay? Just simple stereo headset like you don't have anymore in your new iOS iPhone. But you know, they sound fine to me. They're great for listening to YouTube videos and podcasts and things like that. So, and I don't care if I break them because I think they were only $3, right? And they stick together. I haven't even split these apart to use them both, right, in both ears, because I used to only stick it in one ear or the other. And I figured if one of them breaks, the other one will still work, and I could still listen to podcasts with them for a while, right? But I did buy me a new daily wear. I like to have the ones with the controls to not only pause and have a microphone in it, right? So I can, you know, have a phone call while I'm driving and have a headset and all that kind of thing. But I also like the volume controls. So it's hard to find a cheap pair that has the volume controls. I carry an iPhone as my daily phone, so it's for the iOS device. So I ran across these. I went out and I checked, you know, what are the best, you know, earbuds to buy for under, you know, a certain price. You know, what are the best cheap ones? And a couple of the sites pointed me to this as a possibility. So I bought me these things from Brainwavz. Can you see it right there? Brainwavz. So this is the Brainwavz Delta, and it's got the microphone with the remote. It's got the volume on it, like I wanted. It's a black mostly with a little bit of a red accent color. So I bought these, and the reason why we're talking about it now is accessories. Do you ever notice sometimes you get the most interesting accessories with things that are almost as useful as the thing that you're actually buying? For instance, I love buying, I'm kind of a little bit addicted to lithium-ion batteries. I love it when the lithium-ion battery comes with a micro USB cable that's about 6 inches long, because that's a wonderfully useful cable. You know, it's great to just stick in your pocket or your pocket down here in your pants and have it with you in case you need a micro USB. And if you're an iOS person, you can always get a little adapter on the end of it to, you know, have it do iOS also. So I'm always interested in, when I buy this, especially when it's something that's as inexpensive as this, well, you know, what other things come in the box? And the thing that really drew my eye here on this one, and I guess it's the inspiration for me finally doing this recording, which I've been meaning to do for a while, is inside the box is this. It's a whole little case that it comes in. And this costs a little bit over 20 bucks, right? So, the case comes with it. Let me set this aside here. And the bench is over there on the other side. I got to get it cleaned off, and then we'll sew some things on the bench. Double zipper, okay? 2 zippers on this. And this is, it's kind of hard to judge on the camera, but it's, here, I'll hold my hand up to it, right? It's wider than my hand, okay? That'll give you an idea of, you know, how wide it is. It's 4 inches easily, maybe 5, and 2 or 3 maybe there. Double zippers, nice quality zippers too. And inside, it has some interesting things we'll talk about in a second in terms of